I've had a couple questions about the consolidated bottling case. The big issue with this case is that yes, you do run into too many variables for the basic solver add-in to handle. The limit's about 100. You can have a lot more variables than that in the consolidated bottling. So in order to get around that, what you need to do is use a different solver that's still Excel compatible. It's called OpenSolver for Excel. It's OpenSolver.org. And then there, if you click on download and install, you'll get the screen that I'm on right now. Alright, download and install. So once you download it, it'll be a zip file. You just extract it, and then you can double click on the OpenSolver.xlam. It's a micro enabled, so you have to give it permissions, and then you can use it from there. So let me I've already downloaded it and extracted it. Let me open it up. So I've downloaded it and extracted it. I got these things here. So I double click on OpenSolver.xlam. Let me close something. Okay, so if I double click on OpenSolver.xlam, and it'll open up Excel, and it'll ask me whether or not I want to enable macros. I want to say yes. This thing is thinking. Might take it a minute. Yes, enable. If I click on data, now I have this new thing over here, which is the OpenSolver. Right? So I'm going to open up a new worksheet. I've got the OpenSolver over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the data that I have put somewhere else. This is the actual, let me get rid of that, get rid of all this. So this is the data that is the cost data that is shown in the case itself, right? And then down here I'm going to have this as my output down here. Then what I need to do, just like we did in class, do the same thing. I need to put in a function sum over all these guys, and this is the demand that I'm doing here. So the columns are the demand, what's demanded. Right? This is what's demanded, so I have an equal sign to that. And then the capacity, this is the current setup, so I put the capacity in there. And then I need an actual sum right here as well, all the way out to Albuquerque. Get that right? Yeah. And then I'm going to drag that down. And those are less than or equal to the capacity. So now what I need to do is go to OpenSolver and click on Model. Model. And this is just very similar to the regular Excel add-in. I forgot to set a target cell, so I'm going to put it up here. This is a sum product of the cost array matrix. I'm going to anchor that. I don't want a K. With the output variables that we are trying to determine. I'm going to anchor that just for fun. I'm going to select that cell. Go back over to at the top, OpenSolver, click on Model. Model. My objective cell is this guy. I've made it V22. I'm going to minimize variable cells. Variable cells are all of those. So B25 through S42 for me. Then the constraints, I'm going to add on the left hand side it has to be a function, which is my sums, and that's equal to the constants. Click add constraint. I got one more constraint I need to add. On the left hand side is the sum for making sure that I don't go over factory capacity. That's less than or equal to, and it's the capacity at each one of those. Click add, and then click save model. And I guess this is nice, it highlights things for me automatically. So it highlights that this is equal, right? All of these are equal to each other. Here's the output is going to be in pinkish purple, and over here these constraints are less than or equal to. Here's my objective function. So it highlights things for me. So then I go to solve and just click on the solve button, and it spits out the answer. So I don't run into anything. So if you have all the data set up properly for the current setup, this is not answering the question, right? But this is what the current setup looks like. You should get a cost of 4037. Those units are in, I forget, probably thousands or hundreds or something, right? And so that should help you. OpenSolver should help you actually answer the questions of how to solve this thing for the consolidated bottling case.